Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to this video, You&i here, and today we're going to be talking about the tank emblem. Now I'm going to be going through each of these individually, not the emblems themselves, but roles-wise and what you should use. So I'm going to show you my analysis spreadsheet right here. So what we're going to be looking at today is the tank emblem. We're going to see what kind of stats you're going to get for it, and if you don't have enough money to get it, or enough battle points or fragments or whatever, what should you use instead of that? So real quickly, let's just go through this. So obviously you don't want the tank emblems if you're not going to be a tanking person. Me, I really like tanking. I love playing with Akai. I love playing with Hylos. Hylos, I actually use the magical one, and I'll talk about that in a second. Let's see, what other tanks are out there? Johnson, the tank emblem is so crucial on Johnson because of his passive. You want as much armor as possible. But if you're not tanking, then don't worry about this, don't even watch this video, don't even worry about it. Okay, so, let's get into it real quick and just take a look at all the stats for different emblems that you could use for a tank, right? So if you look at the physical here, I took here under this category at the bottom, this is an analysis of like the best. I'm gonna move myself out of the way. Oh boy, reality is breaking. All right, we have reality solved now. Okay, so I'm doing an analysis of all of the possible emblems you should use or you could use on a tank, assuming that you might not have the tank one completed, right? So let's take a look real quick. The physical one, what kind of stats you would get, and this is putting points into certain talent areas that you would do if you're going to go for a tank. So you would have a big amount of attack, HP regen. I think HP regen is useless. Let me tell you why. Let's just round this to 20 real quick. Let's say you get 20 HP per second. How much is that in a minute? In a minute, you're going to get 20 times 60 seconds is going to be 1,200 HP. At the end of the game, that's about 10% of your health. You're going to get 10% of your health back in a minute? Not very useful. So, HP regen is not really a very good stat. Let's talk about HP and talk about this stat in of itself. Starting with 260, 270, let's say, that's probably about 10% of your max health. Okay, so you're getting 10% health. You would still rather, as a tank, have either magic resistance or armor, right? And the reason is that if you take, for example, let's go with the tank here. Let's say you start off with 10 magic resistance and 300 health, right? So how much magic resistance are you going to have at the end of the game? Assuming you're playing against a team that has a right build, you're probably going to have around 150 magic resistance or something like that. So this is 7.5% of your health, or excuse me, not of your health, of your total magic resistance at the end of the game, right? What is this percentage-wise of your total health at the end of the game? You're probably going to have around 10,000 health, right? On average for a tank. That's like 3%. So 7.5% of a stat versus 3%. It's better to pick the magic resistance and the armor. Now let's talk about armor. Why you want to pick armor and more armor on the tank as opposed to magic resistance. Because usually, and this depends on who you're playing against, right? Usually you're going to be playing against a team that has more physical damage dealers than it does mages. A lot of times you play against a team that only has one mage. A lot of times maybe they have two, maybe they got a mage and a support, but everyone else is going to be doing physical damage. So you want more armor, typically, right? Obviously there's cases that doesn't work out. So let's talk about that. So that's saying what are the most important things for your role as a tank is going to be armor, magic resistance, and HP in that order. Armor most important because of what I just talked about. Magic resistance second because statistically it's better than health. Health just adds to your pool, not how much you take away from it. And then HP as your third. What is your job as a tank? Get in the middle, absorb the damage, CC the critical enemy heroes, and that's how you do. Split them up, all that good stuff. So if you do not have the tank one updated, you could pick a physical. Physical is going to give you a little bit of magic resistance, right, which is okay, and a little bit of health. Okay, so that's okay. I picked this one some of the times, not more recently, and I'm going to explain why in a second. The jungle one gives you a lot of health and a little bit of movement speed. A lot of health, once again, It's just health, though. It's not that great. Same as the fighter. Fighter would be the second best choice because of the magic resistant and the armor that you can spec into, and this big health pool for a tank if you have this one already upgraded. But that's having it max upgraded, right? Which isn't great. You'd pick Disabling Strike on the fighter so that you could CC the enemy heroes, slow them down, so that your heroes on your team could get them. So this for the support, you're not going to have any resistances, right? Okay, you're going to have a lot of HP regen, but like I said earlier, HP regen is pretty much useless. I don't think this stat is very good. I think it could be boosted quite a bit, and it still might not be all that good. A little bit is decent, but not really over the course of a game. So a little bit of HP, right? Not much more than these ones, a little bit more, but that's still kind of useless. And you would use Focusing Mark. Focusing Mark, let's take a look here at the what Focusing Mark does. Focusing Mark allows your teammates to deal more damage to the enemy when you're hurting them. Okay, so that's decent, right? But it's still not great. Like, support is not that great. So I would say if you don't have the tank one, pick fighter. If you don't have the fighter one, pick either physical or magical, depending on what kind of tank it is. Maybe the jungle one if you're going to be spending some time in the jungle. You probably shouldn't be jungling as a tank, right? Maybe you get in the jungle item axe thing, and then you would pick the jungle. Or pick the support one. I probably wouldn't pick at all, actually. No, I would stay away from this. I just have it here to show you. But okay, let's get back into what you should actually do if you're going to be playing a tank, and the reasoning behind it. Okay, you should upgrade the tank emblem to 30, right? So that way you're going to get 4 talent points, right? I need to reset this actually, and you're going to go with, I'm going to put like just 2 in armor. It doesn't really matter, right? Or 3 in armor. So I have 4 points actually, and then you're going to pick Tenacity. Tenacity is probably the best talent that you can pick of any of the emblems. This is incredible. This is like a whole free item, right? When your health is below 40%, increases 35 points of physical and magical defense. That's like an entire item. Half an item, you know, that's crazy. This is amazing. And you only need level 20 in order to get it, right? So you only need level 20 to put a point in this one. So if you're going to be tanking, upgrade the tank to level 30 as opposed to using any of these other ones, unless maybe you have the fighter at level 60, right? Even the physical at level 60 like I have is not going to be as good because of this Tenacity right here. That's ridiculous. You get a few other stats mixed around, right? Upgrade it to 30, and I'm going to show you how much it costs to upgrade it to 30. It's not that much. So let's see, you want to get to level 30, right? Let's enable editing on this spreadsheet. So you want to get to 30. It's going to cost you 3,000 battle points. That's nothing, right? And how much magic dust / emblem fragments is it going to cost you to get to 30? 4,000. That's pretty easy. Like if you've been getting your you know, if you bought into it, first of all, you get like 300 or something of it, tank fragments. But if you're collecting these levels up here, you get tank emblem fragments, right? So if you're going to be tanking, I highly suggest getting this to at least level 30, like I have it right now, right? Because of these stats that you get on it. Now, if you can get it to 35, and so you can put a point in Fortress or whatever, that's great. So we're gonna talk about this here in a second. So once again, I said armor is your most important stat. Oops, so go to the tank one. All right, armor is your most important stat, and if you have the tank emblem at full build compared to anyone else, you're gonna have around 37 armor total. Like that's not including tenacity, right? Not including tenacity. And why is that? Well, so you're gonna have 10 armor just from the basic emblem itself. You're going to have another 12. You're going to pick the firmness up here, right? So that's going to be 22. And then you're going to pick fortress, right? You're going to pick firmness and fortress. Or you would pick shield and purity, right? Because you want to stack these because they stack on top of each other. So at the end game, how much armor are you going to have, right? Okay, let's just say you have 200, right? That's a lot of armor. But if I'm picking someone like Hylos, I've got the dominant size, gives me 70 armor. Maybe I got the armor boots, 22, so that's 90. I've got the belt, right, which is 40, so 132, plus 22 that I'm just getting from you know, the talents, right? You know, if you're another tank and you're picking that, that's 150. Okay, and then maybe you're going to pick another item that gives you around 50. So let's just say 200 armor, right? So if you have 3 points in Fortress, 7.5%, that's going to give you, you know, what's 7.5% of, you know, 200? It's 15, right? So that's going to give you another 15 armor. That's where this calculation is coming in over here. 37 armor, right, at the end game. That's really, really good. That's crazy. That's like half an item. You combine that with Tenacity, oh boy, you know, that's a whole item. That's better than an item in armor that you have. So, for tanking, right, like I said, just a summary, get this to level 30 and use it for everyone but Hylos. Let's talk about Hylos real quick. Let's go and take a look at the magical one. The reason you're going to want to use the magical one on Hylos is because you get this huge pool of mana, right? So, and this magic power. Magic power, Hylos' second ability is very, very good. Okay, you get a little bit of magic or HP regen. And HP regen doesn't really matter. Let's not talk about that. You get a lot of magic power, which helps out with his second ability. And then you get a lot of mana also. Hylos' passive. Let's go take a look at Hylos right here. Right? Hylos' passive. For every 1 point of mana received from equipment and emblems will also give Hylos 1.5 points of health. When mana is not enough, health can be used to cast skills instead, right? And this is your second ability here, plus 20% total magic power. So this doesn't scale very well with magic power at all, but it is a little bit at the beginning of the game. So this is going to give you an extra, let's just round it to 400, right? 600 health. Add that 600 to this number right here, the base HP. You're starting the game with Hylos with an extra, you know, 850 plus health. That's ridiculous, right? That's like an extra 30% health right on top of your hero, because you start the game with around like 3,000 health, just base, right? So let's go back and just see what's his base attributes, right? HP, where's that? Yeah, 3,000. Yeah, so you're starting with, you know, an extra 28% health or something. That's crazy, and you can use that health as mana as well. And not to mention, you have so much mana that you're not going to be using your health in the beginning of the game. So Hylos is the exception where you would pick the magical as opposed to the tank, but the tank one is still very strong on him due to the things I mentioned. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope it makes sense. Get your tank emblem to level 30 if you're going to be tanking at least. It's not that expensive. Once again, it's only going to cost around 3,000 battle points and around 4,000 emblem fragments and magic dust. That's really, really good. That'll get you halfway there. Whoops. And yeah, besides that, let's take a look just one more time at the custom tank emblem here, right? You're going to pick Tenacity. You get that at level, what is it, level 20 or something? Yeah, level 20, you can get that. And then at level 30, you get to put some more points around. Just get this to level 30, guys, if you're going to be tanking. Cool. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned. I'm going to be coming out with analysis for other emblems. I might do the marksman one next. Not quite sure. But anyways, peace out, guys.